Say no. Hi, Nicchiketto desu. Happy Thursday. Citra, why did you have to die? Hi, Nicchiketto desu. It is great to see you. Happy Thursday. We are playing Animal Crossing whether Citra wants me to or not. Let me just load it back up. You didn't see anything. Sometimes it just does that, which pisses me off. Come on. Come back. There we are. Anyway, it is great to see you. Sorry for being so late. You may wonder what is what is your excuse for being late today? Apple with red flesh inside. That shit was weird. Like, really weird. It was a really delicious apple, though. Apparently there's this new type of apple called, like, Lucy. And they're bright red inside. And, like, not even just, like, a little bit. So I was just eating an apple and I looked down. I thought my entire mouth was bleeding. Anyway, Animal Crossing. So let me just open the config just a little bit. Just so I can turn the volume up a little bit. There we go. Anyway, a lot has happened. I mean, I guess not a lot, but like, enough that, well, you'll see. In crew is Thursday, October 12th, 2023, and the current time is 5:25. For me, at least. It's probably 8 p.m. for most of you. Oh! Oh, okay. I thought she was gonna say, my paper. By the way, like, a lot of villagers are moving in, and, like, there's so many of them. It's just, like, I'm not used to having so many. But yeah, someone new did move in. Oh, and lots of letters. We can read those later, though. I'd say who cares about letters, but... And here's Paula. Paula moved in, like... Paula's house was already there on... Paula moved in, like, the second day. Say hi, Paula. Going over to see Carmen anytime soon? I'll take care of it. You know, it's interesting because I feel like a lot of villagers, are nearly helpless. I'm not here. You're looking so you today, Nishi. Here you go. I don't know. It's something. Here you go. Okay, I'm gonna say it's not. Is this, is Blanche in right now? I also still have not figured out how to run. But considering Citra likes to, like, stall randomly sometimes. Yeah, there's supposed to be a new, villager moving in. Lucia's. Lucia? Also, my peach tree has grown, which is great because I can get extra money off of it. It was really easy to get non-native fruit. Maybe. Bigger. That's why I came. Coochie's like a magnet for cool people. Drew me all the way in. Okay, cool. They seem cool. Ozzy! Let's talk. So I learned that apparently if you bother Isabel enough, I was like, I'm gonna save state just to, because, you know, better safe than sorry. Although I don't think I think they said that Rossetti won't actually appear the next time I get a crash. Lots of crickets. And that's Ozzy's house, so naturally he's not gonna be there. Or maybe this is Ozzy's house, actually. No, this is someone else's. Dina. Is Dina in? Dina, are you in there? Nope. Man, I just suddenly got like the intense craving for Chinese food. I don't really know why. I'm not gonna get Chinese food though, unfortunately. Oh, I think I see Kit Kat. Kit Kat also moved in, I think like 2 days ago? And I'm gonna keep pressing the wrong buttons. Because he lives in, unfortunately, like, the most inconvenient place. Unless I'm going into town, visiting him is a pain. I thought I saw him across here, but maybe he's inside. I'm outside training. Well, we can get some fossils at least. But yeah, it turns out if you bother Isabel enough, she has a fishing rod that you can buy. I've also learned that apparently the Nooklings are not good with prices and you should never sell anything to them because they will buy it for less. So always sell things to retail, apparently. Which I guess is fine. Oh, that's a cricket. I was like, that one looks kind of weird. Oh, it's a bird, okay. Today's a meteor shower. Okay, that would explain it. I missed that message yesterday, and I was wondering why there were a ton of shooting stars. Also, I am so close to paying off my first house debt. Oh, there's Kit Kat. Don't slack just because it's sunny. It's true. Is the term freshman mayor, like, actually a thing, though? Because, like, I've never heard of it. Was it a thing at the time? Yep. Digging holes in the wrong place. I can't wait to harvest this fruit. I love non-native fruit. Gets me so much money. Wait, Isabel, I think, yeah, Isabel gave me, like, peaches, I think. So I planted 3 peach trees a couple days- oh, what is it called? Oh, whoops. Hey, so people started calling you Shorty, right? God damn it! Yeah, yes, you can. That was gonna be my nickname for Kurt only, but you know what? I guess it's fine. I am short. Exile them. No point. Hi, Philly. Great to see you. Sweet. And I'm glad that I noticed, because I can actually go to the alert box and... there. So I can actually see the text. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Trees looking good. Oh yeah, and our flag right now is the Venus of like Willendorf, I believe. Just had the right energy. Basically, it's this Neolithic, Neolithic, like, cave figure of, like, a busty pregnant woman. Pretty much. And someone has also been started bearing pitfalls, which I'm not happy about. I'm not happy about because it's not me. Although usually I don't bother with pitfalls. Also, one thing I've noticed is that performance-wise, Citra does not run this game very well. Which is a little bit annoying. Oh, a train. I think it's cool that trains can go by. I guess they don't really do anything, but like, that's fine. What do I have? Cloudy tea. Okay. We could do that. Looking cute. Also, I don't like it that Blathers doesn't blather anymore. I think they changed that in like New Horizons. But still, it's just like, isn't that the point? Like, isn't that the point of Blathers, is that he like won't stop talking? Like, if he just says the exact same thing about every single fish, then like, I'm also glad that he can assess fossils. Although I wish it was easier. Because usually he'll make me, like, donate them separately. More than one I see. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, but if you donate multiple, I think that you have to... I think there must be a oh yeah, there's... Well, I'm okay with that, because that means I can pay. Like, that means that will pay pretty well. Sorry for this loud chip noise. And we will come back here later. See what they have in here. Yeah, nothing that I really am interested in. Why did we never hear about LaBelle? Is she like the rejected sister? Does anyone like her or something? Ooh, a dark skirt. The dark skirt is kind of cute. A dry denim shirt. Or skirt, not shirt. think that... Yeah. And I also need to, This is gonna sound really weird, but like the default pants, you lose them? Pretty sure? Oh, those look gross. No, I'm not feeling it. I'll pass. Hey, I'm interested in the striped shirt though. That's pretty cute. I like that. Hell yeah, I'll wear it out. I also like it how there's like, hey, you have the option to wear it out. Works for me. Thanks, you come back now. And I'll see if the Nooklings, Ooh, forest paper. I also learned that you don't actually have to get wrapping paper, which is delightful, because, I didn't want to do that. I also don't know how much candy I should be getting. Okay. And although Isabel wants me to, like, water the flowers, that's not really my thing. Okay, let's go in here. Yeah, this room is incredibly tiny. And I mean, I had to pay 40k for it, which, let me tell you. Grape stripe tea, cloudy tea, T-Rex tail. Really? I already had a T-Rex tail? Alpine sofa, yeah. Well, I will gladly sell that. The other day she was buying pears at like double price, which was nice. Oh, here's one Shay. Sometimes I just gotta drink water. That is a lot of money, yes. In fact, that is like the exact amount I need to do to get out of debt. Also, I don't think that guy is gonna wake up like anytime soon. You know, I was talking with a friend, it's just like, do we actually know if that's Reese's husband or something? Like, couldn't it just be some random dude? And is he really asleep? What if he's just pretending? Because he doesn't want to deal with people. Just kind of a mood. Peaches! Oh yeah, I can actually pay off my debt now. You know what? Let's do that! But first, just because I feel like I'm gonna read some letters. Tina. None of these have been particularly interesting. Sent 20. I read that cool letter 20. Okay. What did you give me? Ooh, persimmon. Interesting. It made me both happy and embarrassed. I don't remember what I sent him. I think I sent normal letters yesterday. Wildflower floor. You know it'd be rude to ask back for that. You know it'd be rude to ask for that present back, right? I got a present for you too, and something tells me it's gonna blow. Did I accidentally give her present back again? Maybe I did. Pear. Squiggly handwriting was so funny looking. My handwriting is pretty fun looking. Your letter was rad. See you soon. To my pal and rival. We're rivals already? You moved in yesterday, but like I appreciate the grind is real, I guess. Yeah, I didn't even know persimmons were in the game. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I think villagers will get, like, slightly upset with you if you give them back their gifts. I try not to do it, but sometimes it does happen. And to pay the debt, you actually have to use the, you don't actually go up to the counter anymore. You literally just go here. Welcome. Please select from the following options. Repay letter. Yay. Thank you and have a nice day. I finished paying off my home loan. Which I assume means I can get into even more debt now. Now then, does your home not seem a teensy bit? Yeah, it's terrible. I am literally going to mention, yeah. I want to expand. Yes! Oh, Jesus Christ, that. That's a big number, let's do it. I can pay it off slowly, right? I'm assuming I can pay that off, like... Honestly, I think with this game it's easier to, like... It's easier to make money, but things also, like, seem to cost a lot more, at least with houses. Maybe because there is, like, more ways to get money. I'm hoping that this house, like, is a little bit bigger because, like, 40k for that dingy little place is, like, it's not gonna work. Come on. Beach. 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 Oh, right. Do I have... Okay, I have some in my inventory open. Love it how I've memorized the sound of a bug leaping in the water to its death. Because I hear that noise constantly. So many bugs just like leap into the water to their deaths. It's just like live free or die, I guess. I should probably go to Isabel and see, Did I have 3 slots? Okay, I do. But yeah, one of the things that, meant getting more, has you get more money quicker, is the fact that everybody's giving you non-native fruit. Usually the only way you'd be able to do that is if you had a friend. But now villagers will just send you stuff. Has my paperwork been filled out yet? Oh, good. Yay! Well, yeah. Yay. I mean, I guess I maybe should, like, see what she has to say. Choose a project. Search for a place to build it. Raise construction funds. Ask for donations. What are the requests? Cobblestone bridge, suspension bridge, yellow bench, fountain, fire hydrant. Do not enter sign? Where would we... Where would we put the do not enter sign? That's really funny though. Suspension bridge or cobblestone bridge. Yellow bench, water well, fountain. A reset center. What is do not enter sign? Custom standing, custom design sign. Fire hydrant, fence, campsite. Well, we could have one suspension bridge and one cobblestone bridge. But to be honest, I mean, for now, nothing. I selected the same thing again. God damn it. That is totally fine. Is there anything else? Now we want to go to ordinances. Oh, okay. I thought I could at least look at everything. I thought I'd be able to look and, like, not actually enact anything. But I guess not. That's fine, though. She did not wave to me, but she was running back, so... Right, we gotta find new places for, like, trees. Now, personally, I would love to put a bridge across here. Because, getting there is a nuisance. No, this is probably a good place for, like, a tree. I wonder if there's enough room here for like a peach tree. I'm trying not to make it too crowded, because then it just looks gross. Yeah, I think planting 2 peach trees will be enough. Oh, now I have more room in my inventory. Actually, wait a sec. No, I'll have enough. I'll have enough space for 3 pairs. Yay. Also, like, I've noticed with this one, a lot of the villagers are, like, kind of helpless. They're like, can you give me some fruit, even though the fruit is, like, right next to me? It's like, okay. I mean, I don't really mind, because, like, I can help them out, and, like, it's pretty easy, but... Let's go to retail. Bum, 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 bum. It's gonna freeze for like 5 seconds, but that's because I'm save stating, because I don't trust Citra. I don't trust Citra. I just don't trust it. Let's make rich. Make riches. Is this everything then? I'll start crunching the numbers. Thought I would get more, but I guess that's fine. I guess because a lot of it is pear. That's okay. Coochie pears and peaches. Then we still have to go down to the beach. Although I think this is like the biggest loan I've paid off before. Although, you know, I'm not 100% sure if it is, to be honest. I run with such purpose. Like I'm gonna like reach out and grab something. Also, I think shells don't pay as much as they used to, though. That is one thing I have noticed. But they do seem to spawn more. Now, again, these observations could be, like, completely false, and I would not know. But that's just how it seems to be. Wow, he's fucking dead. They should be. You good? Wait. What happened to me? Where am I? Hey, I remembered my name! Yeah. You good? You good, man? You yeah! Someone's cool cat? Sure. Yeah. I've heard it before. Sure. 2. Hate it when that happens. I'm sorry. Sure? He's never asked me to help him before. Which is nothing? Oh. I imagine a painting of me will be on display there someday. Yeah, that's England. You were trying to get to England. nice. Okay. Cool. So I'll get like international like messages from him. This town is definitely one of the smallest ports I've ever been to. With all the seas I've traveled, this one feels like a tiny hamster cage. Can I grab this shell, please? I need this so I can make money. What? My pockets are full. Never mind, dude. You can take this one. It's fine. See if I care. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. I love the little footprints I leave. There's so many little details that I really like. And I really like that with New Leaf you can pretty much customize almost anything. Which is very nice. Oh, right, I'm supposed to be going to retail. I was like, where am I going? Also, I'm assuming there's no pond fish until spring, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, that's okay. All of these shells. Deal. It is a little bit annoying that you have to go into town, to like pay off debts, but it's okay. Because I think the post office is open like all night, which is nice. Think he's bearing pitfalls? Pitfalls? Pitfalls. You'd never know English was my first language. You'd never know. Oh, there's Kurt. I don't know if I talked to Kurt today. Oh wait, no. That's just Pablo wearing the shirt that Kurt started out wearing. Whoopsie. Common mistake, you know? I guess I could go fishing. Ozzy wanted, a zebra turkey fish, which obviously I'm gonna have to go down to the ocean for, which is totally fine. Come on, little fish! Little fish! Yeah, if I had waited for them to sell it, I would have had to, like, wait. I think starting today I've been playing for like 7 days to die. 7 days to Animal Crossing. Man, Animal Crossing fish really like, there's something else. Oh my god, really? Come on. Guess what, Altadra? I caught this goldfish for you. Hi, Altadra, great to see you! Thank you for stopping by. A master of fishing. Master fisherman. Oh fuck, I overshot. God damn it. Oh, yeah, she did. Kinda rare for her to think about stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't get a reward. Can we talk? That makes it sound like I have a serious problem. Aaron saying Shorty is quite the freshman mayor. Yeah. Oh well. I am short. It's okay. Sometimes every time I see someone who like is younger than me and looks like so much older than me, it's always just weird. It's just like, huh, this person is the same age as me. I don't know, it's strange. I will never say how old I am. You'll never know. You fucking fish. Also, yeah, I wish I had started streaming earlier in the day, but such did not happen. Well, you have people on both sides of the spectrum, honestly. Some people just look way older than they actually are. But the inverse is also true. So when I'm like, I don't know, like 1,000,000 years old, it'll be great. But man, I still think about, one time, I still think about what a waiter said, one time. It was just like, I had mentioned, she was like, well, I don't take a mushroom. It's like, not yet. It's just like, no, that's not. I think about that, it's just like, I don't know. Like, usually I make waiters feel bad because they're like, oh shit, sorry. And it's like kind of a mean thing to like take joy from. I never like get mad at them, I just think it's funny. I never intentionally try to deceive people. It's just that I'm tiny and they're like, oh, you must be a child. It's like, okay. I do eat small portions, so like it kind of works out. And hey, discounts. There we go, there's a zebra turkey fish. Which I believe, I wonder if they're related to lionfish, or is that just what they call lionfish? Cause that looks like a lionfish to me. But what do I know? Fish. I definitely miss fishing because there were many days where I just could not get the fishing rod. So I'm glad that they made it so that if you bother Isabel enough, she will give you either, a fishing rod or a bug net for like 500 bells, which is delightful. Because that's the only reason that I was able to get one. And then, like 2 days later, they started actually selling one. So now I need to find Ozzy. I wonder if his name is Ozzy because, like, it sounds like Aussie, maybe? Because, like, koalas are from Australia. Kit Kat, what are you doing? Nietzsche, I need an honest answer. Who's the strongest in town? Probably you. You think I'm the strongest? Flattery doesn't suit you, bud. I mean, you're right. Obviously, I can tell. In terms of physical strength, I'm pretty sure any of these animals could bench press me. Except for, like, maybe Dina. Actually, no. Dina probably... I feel like Dina probably could more than anyone else, just because I wouldn't expect it. But Dina's too nice. I love the animations for the bugs, too. And I'm guessing that Ozzy has, like, disappeared because Ozzy likes to disappear. That is the one bad part the fact that, the animals literally can be anywhere in town is the fact that it is much harder to find them. But I mean, I'm not complaining because, like, running into them at different shops is always fun. It's like, oh, it's like you're here. Oh, there's pears over here. The only thing I don't like about the pear trees is it's really difficult to actually tell. Ta-da! Honestly, I love these guys' faces. And the way that they, like... The way that they move in the fish section of the museum is also really funny. I just like them. I think they're swell. I'm assuming Ozzy's not here. Yeah, he isn't. I'm gonna sell something. What did you bring in? Goldfish, scallop shell, pears, yeah, and a horse mac. I'll take it. There's Kid Cat looking at a chair. I hope everyone's doing well today. I'm tired today, but I'm in good spirits. I read a decent story today. It was mildly entertaining. Now, sometimes I run into Ozzy at the museum, so I'm gonna go there. Oh, hi Necrodancer, great to see you. I unfortunately cannot answer that. But also because I don't even remember the name of it. I'm not giving you fake Rex, I'm sorry. I have standards, okay? Yeah, look at this guy, look at this guy. Just look at him. There's just something about the way he moves that, like... Oh, that's a moray eel, okay. I was like, what is that? That was, frightening. Because I only got the moray eel, like, somewhat recently, and that's the first time I've ever seen him out, so... I also don't really like it, I think it's cool that this area is green, but at the same time, like, I think it kind of takes away from everything. So if Ozzy isn't in the fish section... Also, I assume maybe this is, like, all pond fish, because I don't have anything. Which is kind of too bad, because it means that I won't be able to have a single fish in that section, most likely. I've always really liked the museum, it's just really peaceful. There's a good chance Ozzy isn't actually in here, but like, I also kind of want to show off everything I've caught, so you know. I haven't caught a lot, but... Oh, Kurt's here! Hi, Kurt! Let's go! What a coincidence running into you today. Booyah! So you want to talk to me? That giant dragonfly, like... Like, that... I just find it very unsettling that there are still dragonflies that big in the world. I mean, good for them, but like... I think if I saw one in real life, I would be very frightened. I'm generally quite good with bugs. Except for mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are really... I killed a mosquito in my room last night! That was not fun. If I hadn't been adjusting, like, my light blocking curtains, I wouldn't have even seen him in my room, so maybe it was a really good thing that I did! Anyway, it's interesting because usually bugs, like, I'm good with bugs, like, I can generally, like, exist nearby and, like, take them outside and whatnot. Oh, do we already have a creature already? Velociraptor. Nice. I didn't know we had one finished. There's just something, like, very unsettling about them. Parasaur. I think it's just the fact that knowing that they bite and that they're, like, lurking, like, waiting to bite is, like, I'm not okay with it. Whoa. What is this? We've got a lot of stuff in here. Archeon. Oh, this is a... yeah, Ichthyosaur. Yeah, I can recognize some of these guys. I don't recognize this one, though. Megaceratops. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, I'm not a fan of mosquitoes, and I think it's just because knowing that they, like, bite. Dina's here. Yeah. Sometimes late into the night, like, I'll just read about archaeology. That's not- I'm not just saying that to sound entitled, by the way, that is true. Ankylosaurus. Oh, we're missing its tail. Sometimes my brain is just like, instead of going to bed, let's read about ancient creatures, and I'm just like, okay! Because I have no self-control, you know? It's funny that, like, several of my villagers were actually, like, here, but of course Ozzy was not one of them, and Ozzy's the one that I thought was in here. But, of course, it wasn't him. So trying to find, like, my way, out of here is, like, always kind of daunting. It's not difficult to get out of here, but I'm just not used to the museum being this big. I do like that they added, like, a lot more stuff, though. Because there's more things you can catch, which is great. I have nothing in here, and usually I never do. I don't know, the whole looking for, like, counterfeits and, like, getting, like, famous art, like, to me I've never found it that interesting in comparison to, like, all the others in the game. It's just kind of been, like, an eh. Because you can't really, because it's something you have to, like, buy. And it's not really... It's not like bugs where you, like, catch them, or fish where you catch them, or, like, fossils where you, like, dig them up. You have to buy them, and there's a good chance that they're fake, and that, it's just... I just don't think it's this fun. Although, there's a good chance that, they probably did change things a little bit, in New Leaf. We have a bunch of this here. Unlike me. I thought she was telling me that she was, like, rich. Also, yes, I will take my picture again. Because I have a cool outfit. Smile! Ready? Cheese. Looks good. Looks good. Can I shake these trees? You know, Kid Kat said his, like, part of, Kid Kat said part of his, like, daily routine is, like, shaking trees, and I'm just like, man, if anyone's gonna end up with a face full of wasps, it's gonna be you. Although, you know, I think there are actually bees in this game, except for New Horizons, they actually changed them to wasps, because, like, bees don't usually, like... Actually, I guess if there was a hive and you shook a tree, I guess that would piss off bees enough to probably attack you. I don't know for sure, but like, I don't really want to find out in real life. I've never been stung by a bee, so I don't know if I'm allergic. I don't think I am. As far as I know, I'm only allergic, to, penicillin. Penicillin in mornings. Very allergic to mornings. Maybe I'll start bug catching. As long as I find Ozzy by the end of the day, it should be fine. Now, I figured out the trick to bug catching is to just approach them when they first come into, view. Of course, that's not gonna work because that bug just decided to kill itself. That's really sad. We need to do something about these bugs. There's too many bugs just jumping into... But yeah, it's much easier to catch them right as they appear on screen. Somehow I knew I was gonna make a fool of myself trying to be like, I've gotten better at catching bugs. And then I proceed to miss most of them. I'm still terrible at it, but I'm a little bit better. You could actually make a fair amount catching crickets also. I remember in early game I was just like, man, my entire profit is just getting crickets. Turns out your entire profit being crickets is not the worst thing. They say odd, it doesn't look like money, but it looks like money to me. Excuse me. Yep. Won't be able to outrun it. You can't stop the bugs if they want to die. Something needs to be done. Save the bugs, all they do is die. Oh my god, I will not be able to get this one in time. I was like, where did it go? And then I just hear the splash, and it's like, oh. Every time. Every single time. I guess the two spots I would probably put a bridge. Obviously one on this side. And then maybe one to connect the two sides of the beach? Unless that's not an option, which it might not be, to be honest. I just don't know. I'm excited for summer in this game, though. Because, I mean, summer is definitely the best bug season in Animal Crossing. Just to remind you guys, I have... On this channel in particular, and just in general, I get... Hang on. Okay. Yay! Glad Paula is supportive. Paula's my homie. If there's anyone who I'll be, like, mostly okay with, like, moving out, it's probably, like, Carmen, because I feel like she's, Okay, I'll be honest. It's because the other day, she asked me if she could buy my Cricket, and I was like, okay. And she was like, how about 60 bells? They're usually 130 in the shops, and I was just like, man, I know you're ripping me off, like... I don't know. She just... It's my last strike. You don't get between me and making a profit. Can you not call me that? I do want minerals. I love minerals. When I say I crave that mineral, I'm either talking about, like, me having, like, mineral deficiencies, which I'm sure I have, or me just thinking rocks are cool. I don't understand people who don't just, like, see things in nature and they're just like, that's so cool. Obviously someone's gonna be like, well, Nietzsche, rocks aren't nature. I feel like I should say, like, the natural world is what I mean when I say nature. Choose life! Be careful though, rock collecting is a dangerous hobby. Once you stop, once you start, you can't stop. Then you just end up with a ton of rocks. But then if people insult you and say, oh, collecting rocks is stupid, you have lots of ammo to throw at them. I don't recommend that, by the way. Don't waste your pretty rocks on people. I mean, I think it depends on the rock. Like, if it's a cool pebble you found, then, like, maybe. But if it's, like, a rarer specimen or, like, a more prized rock, then, like, no, I ain't gonna throw it at anyone's face. I still don't even know what my favorite rock is. There's one in particular that I got when I was a kid that's, like, my designated favorite, just cause. It's, like, it's a white rock with, like, it almost looks like, it's definitely not Dalmatian jasper. It's like if Dalmatian jasper was, like, brown and white. So I don't know what it is. It could just be a mix of two different things, you never know. But that is my favorite rock of all time. The only bad thing about collecting rocks, especially, like, quote-unquote worry stones, is, some rocks don't do particularly well with any kind of moisture, so, like, you can't handle them too much, otherwise, like, they'll start to, like, rust, and the colors change. Which is not fun. There's also, like, the ones that have, like, arsenic compounds in them, which I don't think are actually deadly, but I always make sure to to wash my hands like extra good afterwards because I'm like, I don't want to die. I don't think that that's actually how it works, but like, I don't know for sure. I'm not taking my chances. It's a good idea to like wash your hands after like handling rocks in general though. That's right, the moral of the story. You also gotta make sure, oh man, that's rough. Was it a big piece of bismuth? I don't have a bismuth actually, but like, man, they're so cool. This looks like a tiny little bug. Do I have this? I think I do. My performance is absolutely pathetic. Oh, okay, it's just a regular ass cricket. Or I remember that I had one rock specimen, and like when I came to like, I'm not really sure what happened, but like it dissolved over the years. Maybe it was like oxygen exposure or something, but it was real strange. It was not, it was never like kept in like a container either. But I don't know. I just remember seeing it like just kind of disappeared, like disintegrated almost, which was strange. Or sometimes like you'll have two rocks that like, for whatever like chemical reaction, like they'll also start to like change like color. Also total absolute mood. I understand. I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about rocks. Oh, here's Ozzy. You'll feel better, old bear. Thanks for giving me the Nintendo, like, go take a break feel. Confirm. Here you go. Thanks, I knew I could count on you. And here's a little something for you. Oh, what did I get? It's a drum set. Nice! Thanks again for your help, Nishi. Maybe I'll bug you for some help. Nice. Also, there's something in this game called like a soy sauce, like not soy sauce. It's called a rice grasshopper. That bug on the other side of the cliff is gonna kill itself. I just know it. Maybe not. Maybe it's choosing. Is it really not? I bet if I go over there, it'll die. I want to keep these bugs alive. See, you too can live Animal Crossing. Just hang out with a bunch of animals, like, collect a bunch of cool rocks, like... I would say dig holes, but like... be careful! You don't wanna dig into piping. You can't really dig holes randomly. That one you have to be, like, careful with. But rock collecting is a good, like, substitute for that one. But like, catch bugs, like take pictures of them, let them free. I've never been someone like quite into the idea of like pinning bugs. I mean, it's disputed whether bugs can feel pain, but to me it always just like felt kind of cruel. Then, like, eventually I think they'll decompose, which is, like, much better to just, like, take a photo and, like... Especially because usually the bugs will look better when they're, like alive. Also, man, if you want to know, like, the best place to just, like, one of the kindest places on the internet I've ever found is r-what is this bug? Or just bug communities in general online. I've noticed they're like, wow, I'm just really struggling with this dragonfly and nobody say anything. I don't need you. It's not even particularly, like, difficult to catch. I'm just doing extremely bad. Come on. That took way too long. Embarrassingly long. Kick on. Kick on. Okay, I still have some room. Oh, whoops. Say, you know how I'm always saying yodelay? I'm always saying it, but if... I don't have any ideas. This is one thing that I always just that I always just consult, villager catchphrase ideas. Okay, so I don't actually know what personality. She could be normal. I think she's normal. I could do, like... with bagels or something. I can't think of anything better than yodelay. Yodelay, is that right? You got it! Yodelay. Yeah, that's good. It sounds very me. Surprised she didn't have her response. Woo! Paula's growing on me. There's nobody in town that I'm, like, absolutely, like, cannot, like, live without. I haven't gotten that attached, but, like, although I do really like Dina. Dina's very nice. And I do like Dina and I do like Kurt. I would say I like all my villagers, but I'm not, like, set on any of them, like, having to stay. But yeah, there's something that was like a rice grasshopper, which they mentioned that you can eat it with like soy sauce, and I wonder what that would taste like. I don't know if I've ever, like, eaten bugs. Despite the bug sushi allegations, I don't think I've actually eaten bugs. I say don't think because, like, who really knows, but as far as I'm aware, I've not eaten bugs before. I mean, if given the opportunity, like, to, like, try some local dish with, like, crickets or something, I would try it. I don't know if- oh. It's a big boy! There is no reason for a dragonfly to be that big. It's not the Cretaceous period. I'm sorry. Something about that is just not right. No, I quite like those guys. But man, I think they're a rarer spawn. Yeah, he was like over here-ish. Of course, now there will be no evidence he ever existed. As that is the most standard. Ooh, this fishing angle is awful. This is like actually the... And there's like a dark spot in the water, which I don't think is actually anything. I think it maybe it's trash. Welcome back. Did you find any cool rocks? You did not miss much. Just me, talking about bugs mostly. Was I talking about bugs? Was I paying attention to what I was talking about? Probably not. Man, I've also always like wanted to like go to like a fossil site and like, but there's not really places where you can like dig fossils as far as I know. Because a lot of that stuff is like left best for archaeologists and like, good for you. I know that feeling. I will never judge anyone for something like that. Even if it's uranium, just be very careful. Man, speaking of glowing stuff, I learned that apparently like when like shellfish like breaks down, it can like start glowing. Apparently there's a line in A Christmas Carol that says something about it. About, it's like obvious, like a lobster gone bad. Something like that. And I honestly had never heard of that before. Because I mean, that's really niche information. I guess why would I know it? Anyway, I just thought it was cool. And why did I learn this? I'm not sure, but I was trying to write at the time and, you know, it didn't work. Do you ever just try to start writing and then your brain is just like, let's conveniently be distracted by literally everything, and it's like, okay. To be fair though, I found that very insightful and interesting. So, I can't complain too much. Oh, I got a pretty empty inventory. But hey, remember, it's part of the spacing out and, like, thinking very, like, intensely about any story idea or project is in fact part of the writing process, and I will argue that. It's dangerous though, because sometimes you'll just be, like, taking a shower and you're like, hey, sea bass. What? You again? I don't share the, like, infamy for, and, like, hatred of sea bass yet. Because I was never part of, like, the competitions where people were getting nothing but sea bass instead of what they wanted, but I still think it's very funny. Yeah, I wonder if I could, like, put a bridge over. I don't think I could. I have a feeling you probably cannot do that. It's a little bit too wide of a gap, I think. But I don't know for sure. I do not know. I do not know. Something to run into, Nietzsche. I'm so hungry, I don't even have the energy to shake a tree. Would you pick a peach for me? I don't think we have any peaches. But if I see one, I'll let you know. It's possible that he's only saying that because there's a peach tree somewhere in bloom. But I don't think we have any more peaches. I think we're out. It's not like they're our native fruit either. The good thing is you can always say yes to their requests and never do it, and I don't think they get upset. I mean, it's entirely possible that, like, they do, but, like, I've never noticed. Something like that. Come on, fish. Hey girl, fish. How much inventory space? Oh, okay. None. The answer is none. Man, it's unfortunate that if you sell anything to the Nooklings, it's like not worth it. It's too bad. But I mean, I'm glad that I googled that though, because it's important for me to know what makes me the most money and what doesn't. Bum, 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 bum. What did I bring in? Not the drum set. Is everything then? I'll start crunching the numbers. Yeah, it's about the same. That's fine. Yay. I don't quite understand the flea market. Or at least the flea market here. Why do they call it a flea market? Is it because it's like for old stuff and it's like old stuff could like have fleas or like... There's gotta be an origin to the term, but I've never known it. Also, as much as I would like start to write people letters, I don't want to, that process is super boring, so I don't want to do that on camera. Because I want things to be interesting for you guys. And that is not interesting. I'm not doing good with these fish. Fishing gets much harder when you don't actually want to fish. That's what I've noticed. Which kind of makes sense. I will, at the very least, start the letters, though. Because one of the best ways of, like, saving, like, inventory space. Okay, so we got ocean paper, petal paper, four-leaf paper, forest paper, okay. So we got one for Dina. Done. Got one for Carmen. Could have sworn that was like not as indented, but oh well. One for Kurt. One for Ozzy. Yeah, there's so many more, like, villagers now. I don't know what maximum villagers in this game is. I feel like they changed. I feel like I don't like this one as much as what it used to look like. Which is too bad. Kit Kat, and we have ocean paper. Yeah, there's gonna be like one. There's always. There we go. You know, I really ought to organize this, but I also don't really want to do that on camera because, like, that's boring as hell. I also like it how you, like, have a light you can turn on and off. So it's just nice. Big stretch. I guess with this game it's just kind of like wandering around and like talking as we go, which is okay. I don't know who's been planting flowers, so many flowers around here, but they look nice. And I'm glad that I live close enough to, I think it's probably Paula, that Paula's watering them, because I really don't like it how villagers would plant flowers everywhere, and then they will never water them. And then they'll get sad when the flowers wilt and, like, be like, oh, you didn't water our flowers. It's just like, I didn't plant them. I don't know, I just find, I just find watering them inconvenient. Which is like a shitty thing to say, but I don't care. Man, one day I feel like I want to, like, try to, like, grow more stuff. I once had a broccoli plant that I, like, defended from worms for, like, an entire summer. Like, that was one of the most satisfying, like, projects I've ever had. It was a good time. And I think we tasted it and it was, like, mediocre, but, like, edible. Man, there are too many bugs in this house. I'm tired of it. That's one thing why I'm definitely glad that fall is here. But hope that fall, like... Oh. Shit, you wanted a peach? I'm sorry. I don't have a peach, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's too bad because, like, there's not any fresh peaches. And I think he specifically asked for a peach. And it's just like, we don't have any peaches, I'm sorry. Man, no wonder I was getting rich off crickets. There's so many crickets. Crickets, crickets, crickets. Let's see, what else can we do? Well, I guess I can go donate my latest haul. I should be able to stream earlier tomorrow, hopefully. This is the wrong way. I do have a somewhat early morning appointment, so I have to be awake. There's a chance that I'll be so tired I won't want to stream after, but like, until we get there, like. Balance of your account is currently 0. Thanks and have a good day. Okay, so I don't actually have the option to pay off the debt yet. Which kind of sucks, but like, whatever. You can't have everything. You can't have everything. What I might do tomorrow is like maybe haul a cure if I do stream. I really need to like move my stream times earlier. Just cause so many of you like, I want you guys to actually be able to like come see me, you know? But I have been lazy and haven't been sleeping well. My sleep schedule was so good when I was sick. Like, it was amazing. And it was really nice too because I was like up during the day and there was like a lot more time. And then it slipped and it was like, great, we're back here again. It's almost funny because like, I never like had any issues with like my sleep schedule until COVID happened. And like pretty much nothing in my life really changed. But yeah, suddenly after that it was like, oh, now I understand why all my friends are like up in the middle of the night. That's why I've hoped that like one day I'll be able to like fix my sleep. The good thing is, what still gives me hope, is the fact that I have consistently been waking up at 9 o'clock. I've just been going back to sleep. But the fact that I have been waking up at the hour, like almost every day, I feel like is good. Come on, little fishy. Go. Or not. Boot with the fur, it looks like. Oh, it's a $1. Okay. Man, one day I want to find like a full $100. But that's really difficult to do. I found some really close ones before. I don't really live in an area where there's like a ton of shells like washing up, to be fair. I'm talking about the local, like, the relatively close by beach. It's like a couple hours from here. It's so weird to like visit places where the beaches are warm and it's just like, this doesn't feel right. For us, it's just like, part of the thrill of going to the beach is like sticking your feet in freezing water. Which does not sound appealing, but it somehow is. It's like very invigorating. Stupid fish. You don't know my life. Stupid fish. You know, I just realized I kind of look like Where's Waldo just a little bit. Also, I remember that I was going to, like, remove, my glasses last night from, my Animal Crossing character, and then I took them off and I realized I had, like, kind of a fucked up face, and I was like, let's just put them back on. It's not that bad, but, like... There's just... It's just, better to... It makes me think of that, it makes me think of a shitpost where it shows, like, it's like, on female characters, like, you have, like, the eyelashes, but if it's eyelashes under, it says, like, a horror or something. All I can think of is that post. But also, the fact that, like, her eyes are, like, kind of weirdly small and, like, a little bit unsettling. Oh, I also don't actually know what to do with these this time. I assume I need to get, like, a slingshot. I don't know if they'll actually ever land. It'd be nice if they did, but... Because I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, the elevation is wrong. Yeah, so I don't actually know how to get those, which sucks. Cause there's been a lot. I feel like they increased the rate of, I feel like they increased the rate of them appearing. Which sucks. Welcome. Can I help you? I want to sell. Confirm. Is this everything? Yeah. Wow, that's like nothing. Oh well. It's alright. It's all good. Let's see, what else has been going on with me? Well, I just got a cricket, so like... okay, it's a long locust. Sorry. Not a cricket. This is a cricket, though. Bell cricket? Yeah, bell cricket. Catching bugs is actually quite profitable. It makes me wonder, like... Like, I sell all these bugs, but it's like, who's buying them? But then I remembered that there's, like, a whole universe of bird people in this game, so... Then I realized it's just like, well, birds like to eat bugs. There was also a very, interesting, exchange, I should not tell you this, but, like, here's some villager gossip. Blanchet wanted me to deliver, wanted me to deliver something to Dina. It was like a gift, and she was like, but you gotta be discreet about it. I was like, okay. So it turned out to be an oil barrel, which, first of all, kind of ironic considering, like when you hear about, like, major oil spills, like, usually it's, like, ducks and birds that, like, get caught. Anyway, I'm pretty sure there's, like, some illegal oil smuggling thing going around in this village, and, like, I really just have to kind of accept it. It's just like, okay. But, like, don't think I'm not watching you, girls. I don't know what you're doing, but... clearly something shady going on. Yay. Cricket. Another interesting thing about this game is that it, if you look at the entries in the museum, it says that it says that crickets are, like, associated with fall. Whereas here, like, crickets are kind of like... When I think of crickets, I think of, like, summer. Eye contact. It is essential in the fabulous game of soccer. Let's drill. Look in my eyes and figure out what they're telling you. I can't see your eyes! You want me to shoot, right? You got it. Shoot. Goal. Great shot. My signal was perfect. Okay. I mean, everybody's a little socially awkward, so I'm not gonna, like... Hey, great to see you again. Oh, I said I was gonna buy you something. Well, I accidentally did that, so I'm just gonna give you some... This counts as furniture, apparently. This is too small, can you find me something? Oh wait, you're right, you're right. She wanted an actual sofa. Like something the same size as her sofa. I have a feeling she'll probably give me her sofa when she's done. Which is too bad because I already have an alpine sofa. And I don't want another alpine sofa. Do we have any big items? Alpine sofa, Spaceman Sam. I really don't have that many objects. Watermelon chair, alpine panel. I'm not giving her my watermelon chair. I really need to organize this. I know that I can feel the judgment from the audience right now. Oh yeah, I can also plant this cherry tree. Okay. I don't really have any large objects for her. Not that I'm willing to part with. I guess I could give her my bed because technically I don't need it, but like... It's so weird that like, laying in your bed doesn't like end the game. It'll like ask you if you want to save. Man, it suddenly got very dark. It's dark out. It's dark and scary. Man, I'm still mad the description wiped my data. Like, apparently it's like a Steam Cloud issue, but like, man, it makes me like hesitant to like play again. Just because I don't want all my data to immediate, like all my progress. Although I've turned off the Steam Cloud for it, so that should help. Red Dragonfly, Bell Cricket. Well then, I could probably... Yeah. Crickets are really profitable. I think making money is easier, but prices are definitely, like, higher in terms of, like, paying off your house, at least. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense, like... You do just move randomly to this, like, town without a cent in your name. Now for the cherry tree, I need to plant it somewhere where it definitely will be okay. Because it is important. This looks like a pretty good spot. Berry. Then I can probably... I haven't quite made like a system. I haven't quite made like a system for like organizing stuff yet. And like you can absolutely tell. it's a mess. Toad shirt, flame umbrella. Well, I probably should have one for like clothes. I don't know if I want to put like clothes first. Or if I want to put them like second. I just don't know. I could put them down here. Also, don't remember what the Alpine panel actually, like, does. I feel like maybe I should put the clothes here, but I also feel like I should put the clothes here. It's kind of like a lose-lose-lose situation. I have a lot of also like ghostly masks. Or like spooky masks, I should say, not ghostly. I mean, one of them is a ghost mask, but that's not the point. Wow, organizing my inventory. Did you even know I was capable of this? Because I am absolutely not capable of it. Although to be fair, usually part of me wants to put it here because usually I'll access the... You know what, I'm gonna move... Well, I guess I can deal with deciding where things go later. We can deal with that later. I'm just glad that you don't actually need wrapping paper though, because like, oh my god. Sometimes when I close my eyes, I still get nightmares back to the time where you would, like early Animal Crossing, where you literally had to my basement was filled with like drawers, because drawers used to only be able to have 3 things in them, and let me tell you, that was brutal. It was horrible. It was... Am I missing... Oh, do I have something equipped? Let's see if I have something... I must have something equipped. Yeah, I have the shovel equipped. Oh, right. Now I'm gonna spread on the floor, see what this looks like. That's kinda cute. I'm going to keep this in here, though. I guess in my miscellaneous. Which will be the yellow section for now. Because, you know, why not? Also, apparently things close, like, kinda late in this game, which is nice. Oh, I freaked out for a second because I didn't think I had my net on me, and I was like, no! How will I be able to get rich? I don't know if there's, like, fish that, like, are, like, nighttime only. Like, I don't know if there's fish that you need to... like, be really, really late for? Like, think about, like, the fishing system in, like, Stardew. Like, there's some fish that you can only catch, like, when it's, like... Actually, I guess it's not that late. Not for most of them, at least. Stardew fishing is, like, incredibly frustrating. But at the same time, like... I remember when I first, like, started fishing, I was like, man, this is awful. And then after a while, it was just like, it's awful, but I can't stop. It won my heart over. But god, it is not a great system. It is a pain. Luckily, the one in Animal Crossing... I think they actually made the one in Animal Crossing easier. Like, it was never, like, super difficult, but I think they did make it easier. Which, no complaints here. Also, I do think I saw a mole cricket skittering on the beach, like, a couple days ago, but it got away before I could catch it. Now, if I remember correctly, the mole crickets are, like, one of the hardest to catch in this game. There we go. I caught a bell cricket. Looks like money to me. Oh yeah, and she's still looking for like some kind of like giant furniture. Well, there's not much I can do about that. Yeah. Sorry, I'm with Paula, like, you should move. At least like a little bit. If you're in the way. So apparently sometimes like rare bugs will like fall from trees. But I mean, I'm hesitant to like try that out because I mean, wasps are a thing. Man, I keep wanting to call them wasps, but they are technically bees. They're only wasps in New Horizons. Which I have not actually played. My friend has a Switch though. But I do not. Because I am... Because I am a broke ass bitch. Someday. I'm just excited I could get New Leaf to work, honestly. Speaking of getting New Leaf to work, I should absolutely save state. Because just because it's working now does not mean it will be working in, like 30 minutes from now. Although part of me does want to like not save and just see if Rossetti actually appears because apparently he had said it's just like, well, my building is like, I'm only working part-time because like my building is like gone. It's just like, do you actually want to like restore the building? Like I feel like it's something that like, it's something to do, but like, I mean, I've never really had too much of a problem with Rossetti, but like, considering how often Citra sometimes just randomly decides to crash. Also, it's always interesting, like, it seems like fish in the ocean, like, spawn at really weird rates. Whereas in the river, sometimes they'll just appear- well, actually, I guess, never mind, they've also just appeared in front of me. Come on, everybody. Peanut butter, and jelly. He didn't take the bait. Oh well. Let's see, what else can I talk about? I gotta actually talk while I'm, like, playing. Well, I guess I don't actually have to talk, but, like, I think most people are here for the commentary. Me especially, I like to hear myself talk. Like, sometimes I hear, like, one of the hardest things about streaming is, like, getting yourself to talk. But I've never had that issue, and I think it's because, like, I've always talked to myself. It's nice to be able to, like, hear a voice, and, like, when I was growing up, like, I didn't really have friends, so... That, and sometimes if I'm, like, doing something complicated, I like to, like, speak as I'm doing it. Just to make sure, like, it's kind of like a countermeasure of, like, oh, I'm doing this right. This is a big fish. What is it? What? You again? There is a bug right here. It's not a mosquito though, so... There's too many bugs. Too many bugs in this house. Also, an update on those apples? Man, that was a really good apple. That I had earlier, the one that was, like, bright red inside. Apparently, Mama, she didn't actually, know that they were gonna be bright red either. She thought she was just buying Honeycrisps, regular Honeycrisps, and also thought that, like, something was wrong and wasn't sure if she should keep eating. No, apparently, like, red-fleshed apples are just a thing now. Which is pretty crazy. I mean, it was a very good apple. It did make me later to the stream than I would have liked, but, like, it was worth eating and having that moment. They're called, like Lucy or Lucy Rose. Where is that? I'm trying to remember, like, there's the one site that's, like, it, like, lists all apple, types, and there's, like, I think there's, like, opinions you can put, and there'll be, like, people who's just like, this type of apple is shit. What a horse Mac. I think they said, I think it was actually, Blathers who said, like, horse mackerel is, like, good with, like, they eat it with, like, mayo or something? In Japan, I assume? I mean, I guess anywhere, but, like, I assume that's probably where... Man, sometimes getting these fished... Come on. It can't be nice to just kind of, like, run my mouth, though, and just, like, fish and just, like, talk about whatever. I keep thinking that, I keep thinking that's, like, a different kind of fish, but I'm thinking that's only because, I'm trying to remember, did the earlier Animal Crossings, have, like, different sizes for fish, or is that, like, a New Leaf only thing? Did that start in New Leaf? I don't know, it's been too long since I played the original, or, like, I'm assuming another sea bass, probably? Yeah. What? You again? Still have a lot of my inventory. That is okay. But yeah, I wonder if, this game doesn't seem like the type of game to, like, it doesn't seem like the type of game that would, like, encourage you to, like, stay up really late. So I'm assuming that there's, like, no fish that you have to be, like, that, like, only appears, like, starting at, like, midnight, but I could be wrong. I mean, there's, like, the midnight ordinance, which keeps things open longer. I don't know why you have to have, like, 2,000 to do an ordinance. That just seems weird to me. But hey, I'm a freshman mayor. What do I know about anything mayor related? I'm hesitant to start on the bridge already, but it would be really nice. But if they want both types of bridges, also I'm going to move this bug because he's too close to me, and, like, I'm not loving that. Alright, can you... Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna move you over here. Go play with your friends. That also do not need to be in my room. At least they're not ants. Ants are not welcome in here. Neither are all the beetles, but, like, I've learned to cope. I still remember the one time I, like, opened my pill container and one flew out. I hate that. Like, that was, like, one of the worst experiences of my life. Okay, maybe not the worst experience, but, like... Is that a bell cricket? Would you ever consider selling your bell cricket? Sure. What are you gonna... Yeah. I think that's, like, the regular price. Maybe it's a little bit less, but, I mean, I like Ozzy, so I'm not gonna slander him. I like it how sometimes they'll just be like, wow, you have a bug? I want to buy the bug. And then they'll be like... Or sometimes they're like, let's have a trade. It's just like, you have a random fish I want. How about this shirt? How about this ugly shirt? And you're just like, sure. I'm definitely really excited about all the custom designs that you can do in New Leaf. Okay. There we go. Gotcha. Is this a bass? A black bass. It's also nice that it tells me, if the fish I've caught is new. Cause then I can actually like... Oh, Alex. Okay, hang on a sec. Hang on a moment, un momento. Or something like that. You can come in, Alex. I think Neo was chasing him. As Neo sometimes does, because Neo is a little bitch. But he's safe now. And for some reason... Oh, that's the wrong button. I come back and Carmen is pissed. For some reason. Why are you angry, girl? I'm usually good at keeping my cool, but this is so not going to happen right now. I am mad. Okay. It doesn't, but okay. They don't really have any, like, new dialogue for me. Hi, Alex. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. And then Ozzy is sad because he was probably fighting with, my sadness is contagious. So they probably got in an argument. I wonder what type of, like, villager personality I'd have if, like, I was in Animal Crossing. God, the bugs. It still very much feels like summer with all the bugs just in my house right now. Like, I don't live in, like, a dirty house, but it feels like it sometimes. Sorry, you can hear the cat. Hi. Hi, Alex. Do not get on the table, please. You'll hear my keyboard flapping a little bit more. Because I don't want Alex up on my table. So I'm going to convince him to come over here instead. Here we go. Hi. Hi. Are you glad I rescued you from Neo? Yeah. Yes, thank you. Thank you. You don't have to groom me. Yes. My co-host, everybody. What do you have to say to that, Alex? Oh, it's back on the lap. Okay. Yes, there's a bug over there. tonight before I go to bed, I will literally just, like, go around my room with, like, a little cup and, like, remove them. Because, like, no thank you. I don't live like, it makes it sound like I live in, like, a really dirty house, but I don't. Like, it's quite clean. These stupid bugs. Every summer. They're such a nuisance. As it gets colder, like, they'll go away, but that's why I'm glad that, like, the season's changing. That and, like, it gets darker faster, and I mean it's better for sleeping. Cause, like, when it's really early in the morning and, like, I wake up, it's still dark out, so I can fall back asleep easier. God, there's nothing better than, like, when a cat just sits on your lap. It's a good time. Also, I don't think you can fish in town, but there's, like, lakes and everything, which is kind of weird. Well, I guess I shouldn't say lakes. There's, like, a stream. Of the non-Twitch variety. Like, a body of water. Yes. Oh! Nice. I assume he planted those and they just didn't, appear out of nowhere, but, like, you never know. I assume that if I go talk to Isabel...
Hi. Hello, Alex. Hello.
You don't need to make that noise, Alex. Yeah, I want to look at public works projects. I could do a cobblestone bridge, or I could do a suspension bridge. Part of me is... I mean, the cobblestone bridge would fit, but the suspension bridge looks a little bit better. But I'm gonna do a cobblestone one. Let's do it! Yeah, let's go find a place to build. Okay, Mayunichi, please lead me to the spot where you'd like to place the cobblestone bridge. So I could either put it, like, right here. Although this is not super far away. Actually, well, it's not super close either. Can we put it, like, right here? That's not what I meant to do. Can we put it, like, right here? Would you like to set the cobbles? What do you think? Well, let's see. Yes, I think this would be perfect. Probably look something like this one. I'm so glad that they, I'm gonna move it over a little bit. Yeah, let's try it here. Yeah, I'm just glad that she, like, tells me what it'll look like. It has an ugly ridge on the river. It's fine. Understood. Well, let's go ahead and start the needed preparations. All set to help us gather donations. He's basically okay. But all the construction costs for Kuchi are covered by donations. Right. I can't walk her back. Good evening. Contribute to a campaign fund. We've collected 0 bells, so that's because you literally just got here. Well, I have a huge debt to pay off, and this is higher. How about, I don't know, like 3,000? It'll be a long time before we get that bridge in, though. Why are all of you speaking? Maybe that's just a sign that we need another bridge. What is it, Kit Kat? Heck yeah, Nietzsche. Oh my god! It's kinda wacky. So should I call you Shorty too, or is that only for close friends? Fine. Just call me Nietzsche, goddammit. It's fine, I'm short. I'm short, I've accepted that. So many crickets. Yeah, so the bridge will be like right here. I'll probably have to cut some trees. That's okay, I can do that. Assuming that they have an axe for sale eventually. Which I assume they have to. Okay. Not at a good angle. Come on, fish. One time Mamachi called me a noisy gulper when I like drink water in the morning, when I'm like dehydrated, and like I think about that a lot. It hurt. I mean, she's right, but it hurt. It was just like, I'm sorry, I just drink a lot of water. I happen to like the taste of water quite a bit. Nicchiketto is the opposite. Nicchiketto, you can barely get her to drink anything. Yeah, barbel seed. Oh yeah, sea bass. Right, black bass. Right, because I forgot that I can actually bring those to the museum. Which we should do here. Or now, not here. I can speak clearly. Yeah, I don't actually know how much you have to have it for in terms of like how much candy is what I want to know. Look, a donation. Yes, we will gladly take these. It is nice to be able to, like, have them all donated really quickly, but, like, He's Blathers. Like, you want to, like, it's exciting to, like, wait, every single time to, like, see what he has to say about each new fish or bug. But now he doesn't do that. He might do that in New Horizons, so. You're still here, Kurt? Don't overdo it. What is this? Oh, they're like seats. That's nice. Yeah, that moray eel is very scary. Maybe not scary, but very unsettling. The name's for okay. Black bass have a fierce image, as males will scare off other fish to protect their fry in the nest. Oh, he's all alone in there. I feel kind of bad. This makes it almost look like they're averting their eyes downward in embarrassment. Does flounder taste good? I don't really hear about people eating flounder. Oh, maybe you can fish in town. I wonder if there's ever anything in the water, though. I'm kind of doubting it. Excuse me. I never know if that picks up on camera or not, but I live in fear. I live in fear. Yeah, it's nice to know that the cobblestone bridge is, not going to be built without, without me paying for most of it. Oh well. What's this guy? Oh, it's just a crucian carp, okay. I think it's a little one. That's why I didn't recognize him. Catch! Here, catch! Actually, let me cast my rod right there again. Okay, so the bridge is gonna be like, okay. That's in a pretty good spot. I should not have chosen where the land dips down a little bit because the bridge will look kind of fucky, but like, whatever. I don't care. It's cool that it gives you the option to actually demolish some bridges. Although I don't think I will ever do that with the bridge. Not with the existing bridge, because the existing bridge is in a really nice place. It's in a good, like, pretty centralized area. I don't feel too bad about just, like, waiting around and fishing either, considering I'm gonna have to have so much money. It's fine. I wonder if, God, there's so many crickets. One less cricket potentially if it chooses to jump in the water. Oh, okay. Every time I see them do, like, the spinny thing, I think of the, like, deja vu. I've been to space before. And I think it's because I saw a GIF with that music being played in the background. I guess that makes it a video. But I think it was like a GIF taken from somewhere else and just like replayed repeatedly. Which I guess makes it a video. You know what, I'm gonna stop talking! Oh, what is VTubing if not making a fool of yourself? Oh well. Come on. You fishy fishy. Excuse me. Sometimes the fish are just in really inconvenient locations and it's just like, I'm just gonna pass. I keep thinking we have 2 ponds in this village, but we don't. We only have 1. So I'm not particularly sure why my brain is always like, we have 2 ponds. I think it's possible for multiple ponds to spawn, but we only have 1 in this village. We only have 1. Which is okay. It's too bad that there's like no fall pond fish, as far as I know. I'm not sure if that's the case with New Leaf. I have not checked. I try not to check the wiki until I've like caught most of the fish for the season. But I am genuinely curious if there's any pond fish that are in the autumn. I'm assuming the answer is no. I know there aren't any in winter. These are pretty big. Big bass. So I wish I could go past there. I'm trying to remember the like season I started the other 2 games at. I think in the first Animal Crossing, I think I started like late spring, early summer, I think. And that one I don't think I streamed. Is she actually coming down to the beach? You don't see villagers on the beach very often. And for Wild World. Wild World? I think it was like fall. Do they call it fall because like that's when the leaves fall? Why is it socially acceptable to name your child Autumn but not Fall? When they mean the exact same. I'm kidding. This is a joke. This is a joke nobody like. I mean, you can boo me, but like... Hey, you wanna buy my prize basic painting? Basic. Like, I'm not trying to rip you off. That's a lot of money! I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. It's too expensive. Really? Too expensive, huh? Well... Yeah, okay. This is not a drug deal, Carmen. Go away. Nothing to see here. Is this like a painting that I can like have Blathers look at? It is kind of weird, like, having to go into town, to see Blathers. I'm a little bit annoyed by it. I don't quite like it as much, but... I mean, it's not as convenient, but I do really like the city area. Oh, so yes, I can. Basic painting. Nice. I think that might be the first art I've ever donated in an Animal Crossing game. Well, let's see it. Let's take a look at where it might be displayed. This section is pretty small. Oh, maybe because it's just gonna be like displayed on the wall somewhere? Maybe those are like for sculptures. I don't know if it's like a design of, I don't know if that's a design on the wall or like placard. I think they're placards. Where is the basic painting? Oh, here it is. I cannot really see it and I don't actually know. That's not very basic. That looks rather advanced. I guess I can still read the description. The Blue Boy. British public? Okay. Why did she just... Why did Paula just have... Do you think Paula stole it? Paula, who did you take this from? Did you, like, rob a museum or something? Actually, there's only one museum in town. Maybe somewhere else. Like, maybe, like, I don't know. What are you doing in your spare time, Paula? That's what I want to know. What a coincidence meeting you here. So what did you want, Nietzsche? Oh, she's just, gonna say the exact same thing. That's too bad. There's like a nice little bench here. I didn't realize there were bushes back here. I try to swing my fishing rod into them for some reason. Yes, this place has been boarded up. That's where Rossetti lives. Or used to work. I don't think he's in New Horizons at all, which is interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's an absolute nuisance. Or at least he is to me, because usually I save every single time. So whenever something happens, like, my game will, like, crash. Usually it's not me not saving. so it's a nuisance. Paula, where did you get that painting? Do I want to know? Should I send Paula like a letter? It's just like, Paula, where did you get that? The cops are on your tail. Actually, usually you'd have the two police dogs, the one who's like aware of things and the one who is like checked out. I wonder if that means there's no like lost and found anymore, I'm assuming. Which, let me tell you, lost and found was great. You would get so many free items. And he'd just be like, it's probably fine. There's also no area to like recycle, which is also annoying. Because now you have to pay a fee to get rid of items. But I don't actually know how much of a fee it is. I assume it's a pretty small number though. But I don't know that for sure, to be honest. It's probably like less than 100 bells. I'm assuming. Something like that. Come on. Yeah, I don't actually know how many villagers, how many villagers will, like, move in. I think they must have increased it for New Leaf, because this is, like, more villagers than, like, I'm used to. I know it was kind of low in both Animal Crossing, the original, and Wild World. Sorry if you heard that really abysmal noise my stomach just made. I don't think that picked up on camera, but it was quite a noise. Quite a noise. Also, I don't know if you have more options, like what you can paint your roof. I do like the fact that you can, like, customize— oh, I have a lot of fish in my inventory. I didn't realize that. I do like it that you can customize what your house looks like, though. Though I suspect I probably won't be doing a lot of that anytime soon. Oh, that looks like a rare bug. Oh well. Can I just hit— I have only hit one villager before, and it was Kurt, because I was trying to catch a bug, and you know how good I am at catching I point in case. There we go. And Kurt walked right up. I still feel kind of bad about it. Not like bad enough. He didn't get mad. Although I think people have said that, like, it doesn't make them, like, any more likely to, like, I can't see them. I think they're cute. Probably. Oh yeah, you're wearing that one. I thought I had her personality, like, kind of, like, figured out, but, like, now I'm starting to think that maybe I didn't. I do like her, though. She's nice. And it'll be interesting to see what Lucia's personality is like. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. I think I'm actually going to, like, look up, like, online, like, how to pronounce it. Because I feel like I'm not getting it right. Now, obviously nobody is gonna, like, send me death threats for getting an Animal Crossing villager's name wrong. But, I don't know, I just want to be able to call him by the right name. And I mean, I could try to listen to how he says it in, Animalese, but like, yeah, easier said than done. Cricket! Could catch one more bug, or I could just sell all of these. Oh my god, really? Hey! Glad that she's always supportive. She's like, yay. She's the only one who, like, regularly claps for me when I actually catch bugs. Okay. Bum bum. I do wonder, like, when her husband will ever wake up. I think I have to have, like, some kind of, like... Is this everything then? Deal. The good thing is, like, you can just run around and, like, catch crickets and, like... Imagine, like, paying off your entire, like, mortgage in real life by catching crickets. Like, could you imagine? That would be pretty crazy. Oh, there's a bot. I need to have an auto mod on because, I don't, Okay. Why are you... Why is there's so many, I think that's like the third Alpine panel. And I think I like put one up in my house and it was just like very meh. So maybe nobody actually wants one. Maybe that's what's going on. Have you gotten any more donations? Good evening. Hey, contribute. Next time. Oh, okay, so he's not gonna, like, talk shit on me. That's good. Oh, good night, Necrodancer. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. And don't worry, you won't be missing a lot of the stream because, like, I'm not gonna be streaming too much longer. Once the hour rolls over, then. But thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a great night. Aw, that's so sweet. I still don't have a peach to give you, though. I'm sorry. That's, like, not a request I can fulfill at all. Which sucks. It sucks. Look at that water. Just looks nice. How many times can I fail to catch a cricket? Enough times that the cricket chooses to die. Imagine if you, person watching this, are just a little cricket skittering, and it is me. I'm leaning over you with the net. I don't know where I'm going with this. Not really sure what I was thinking. There's like a low chance a sand flea will appear, but I've never seen one. So I swear bells, used to get more bells for shells, but I wonder if Gulliver will ever get to England. Actually, he probably will, because he'll probably like send me a thing. Although, really. Yeah, I'd love to have like a bridge down here, but I think unfortunately that's like that's too big of a strip that a bridge would not be able to actually go across it. Also, I don't think you can put bridges on the beach, but I could be wrong, because I'm often wrong. Wouldn't it be funny if a fish cast a line? If a fish cast a line with a pizza on here onto the shore? But wouldn't the pizza be soggy? Soggy pizza's not any good. I'm just glad that the crickets like infinitely spawn. This is the only reason their species hasn't completely died out. Is because they just keep coming back. I like to alternate between like catching bugs and catching fish, like just because I think it mixes things up. Because I don't have enough fruit trees to like work with. It seems there's only 2 types of crickets out at this hour. I'm so sorry, Kit Kat. I think I hit you. I don't think you've ever seen a more pathetic performance than me trying to catch bugs in this game. Like, I've been doing a lot better today, but that doesn't mean I still don't suck at catching bugs in this game. Because I do. But at least I'll admit it. The price is lower than any competitor. Why would I bother? Whee! Whee! Oh, this track, okay. This track I'm used to. Bum, 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 bum. You want to sell something? What did you bring in? You know, actually, I can give the Alpine panel to someone. I feel like the price is going down, but maybe I wouldn't think it's by quantity of how much you've turned in a day. I'm quite literally the worst cricket catcher. I'm just gonna give up on cricket catching. You ever wonder why I became a VTuber? It's because I couldn't catch crickets for a living. It's kind of weird that they call that one sport cricket. I feel that I see you kind of a lot. It's very... yeah, if you have money. I think that's the reminder that, like, I have enough money to do it. Oh, yeah, I don't have anything, except for this alpine panel. How about this? I'm looking for something to put in my room, not stick on my walls. Sorry! How many people are really in this town to talk shit on me? This is a pretty quiet town. Yeah, I wonder if this is like max. Oh, look at the train! I wonder if this is like maximum amount of villagers you can have. I would assume it has to be pretty close. Although I just don't know. Tree looks good. Does it tell me when I planted it? No? Okay. Oh, there's actually pears! The bad part about these pears is, like, you can barely see them. Like, they blend in pretty well. I'm going to see if there's any, like, I don't want there to be, like, too many trees, but I don't want, I mean, they're gonna complain that there's not enough greenery regardless of what I do. Because, you know, they love to complain. Berry. Oh, you can actually see, my footsteps in, Oh, you can! I didn't realize you could. Like, in the mud? I don't know if they pick up on the grass, too. It's kinda hard to tell because it's late at night. Well, not really that late. Although for most people who are in the future right now, it is. But not for me, it's only 8 p.m. Gonna eat this pear. Good stuff. I will grow big and strong. I was thinking about Animal Crossing when I was like eating the apple when I was eating an apple earlier. I was just like, it's like Animal Crossing. I thought about what one villager had said, it's like, fruit's good for your diet, and I saw an apple and I was like, you know what, I'll go for it. Because, you know, I like to live spontaneously. I so wish I had I assume you need a slingshot. That's so tempting. I would love to just, like, grab it. But hitting it with a net is not working, and I don't think hitting it with a shovel is going to work either, because I think I'm just going to end up digging holes everywhere, which is not what I want to do. I'm just kind of running around with the shovel now. I feel kind of powerful. Hey, Cricket! Look at how big my shovel is, Cricket. You can always tell when it's like close to the end of a stream because my brain is just like goop. I guess we can catch crickets. Yeah, tomorrow might be Holocure. I haven't been able to practice at the new level, so I don't know if I can't get you if you're right there, Cricket. Thank you. Thank you, Wisteria. I appreciate it. I need to have an auto detector though. But yeah, I may play Holocure tomorrow, if I do stream. There's a chance I won't. This would be great if you could just land. Land, please. I wish. Oh. Hi, I'm really sorry about that. I've heard that like hitting them with your net doesn't actually like encourage them to move out though. Because people were like kept trying to hit their villagers with the nets to get them to like leave, and I don't think Nintendo wanted that, so. But yeah, I might play Holocure. If I don't stream for some reason, then I will see you on Monday, but... Oh, okay, it fell to its death. Well. Jumped and drowned, I guess. It's not quite like Slime Rancher where they just, like go back to, like, the primordial ooze. Which makes sense in universe. But as they, like, cascade off the cliffs, it's still somewhat, like, morbid. No! Stupid bug. Every time, man. Honestly, what do you have to say about this? It's always good to see you, old bear. And sometimes next to those strange stumps you can find rare mushrooms. Bet they taste amazing. Huh. Won't your villagers complain if you, like, just leave a stump there, though? And what would you even do with the mushrooms? I mean, you can't donate them. Maybe they sell for a good price or something. Cricket, I think, yeah. Yeah! Aren't you proud of me? You should be proud of me. I'm proud of me. For every cricket I catch. It's actually kind of fun to like try to like find them depending on like just by sound. I don't know if you could do that with bugs in the other two games. Part of me wanted to like start up with like City Life, but I wanted to play New Leaf because everybody is really nostalgic about New Leaf. Like, I didn't grow up with New Leaf. But it's the one that most people hype. Although it is true, there are most Animal Crossing streamers are like New Horizons only. Which did seem to be the case, actually. Oh, Kit Kat, hi. Kit Kat, hi. Yes. I'm so jealous. You've gotten... Okay. That's the exact same shirt I'm wearing, but that's fine. It is interesting that, like, sometimes they're just like, hey, you have a bug, I want that. I feel like that's a very cat thing, though. There's, like, a really good chance that, like, if you have something, if you have literally anything, sometimes cats will just be like, hey, I want that, and then they'll try to take it. But, unlike in Animal Crossing, usually they don't ask nicely. Usually they just, like, stick their grubby paws in your face. Especially if it's food. You should have seen Alex last night when eating so much chicken. It's just like, can you leave me alone? He's just like, no, I need to eat all the chicken. It's like, we ordered this for me, not you. Some really good chicken yesterday. Usually I eat chicken breast, but like, got the order slightly wrong, so like there were more chicken thighs, so I tried thighs and I was like, you know what? Maybe I do prefer thighs. This sounds real weird. No. I want to sell. Also wonder if I'm ever gonna finish the Eurocamp, the Eurocamp watch along. I just haven't felt like sitting there and watching anime. It's definitely a low effort thing I can do, and you guys do seem to like it. Yeah. Paula, do you have anything to say to the viewers before we, like, leave? Hee we keep meeting like this. Awkward. Right, the Saturday is the fishing tourney. That's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. I've never won the fishing tourney, but I like to participate. At least I don't remember winning the fishing tourney. Maybe I have. But anyway, I had a lot of fun today. Hopefully tomorrow, my stream will be earlier because I have an appointment, from 1 to 2. So ideally the stream would be about like 3 or 4, which I guess is regular time actually. Look at the pretty stars. Isn't that beautiful? That one kind of looks like a face. Actually, most of them do. Anyway, this has been fun. I'm glad I was able to stream today, even though... Oh! Sorry, I've just never done that before, so I didn't actually know what that would do. Sorry, I wanted to check if I was stinky. I'm not stinky. Sorry. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I had a great time. Tomorrow's stream will hopefully be around like 3, but might be closer to 4 again. Today's stream was closer to 5, which is not... I mean, usually it's not that late. But hopefully I'll get better stream times, and hopefully I'll fix my sleep schedule. I'll also try to, start uploading more old streams. I didn't do that in September because I was very sick. In October, I've just been slacking. But I don't know. It's just the main reason I do it is literally just to prevent my computer blowing up with all the files. Cause like I have a copy of most of the streams. And that gets full real quick. Wait, it goes through the house. It goes through the house, look. That's fucked up. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully.
Bye bye. Johnny. Bye. Johnny.
It'll probably be holiday.